River Haven was a program that began in December of 2004 in response to what was projected to be an El Nino winter, so that people who were living in the river bottom and were in danger of getting flooded out in the city of Ventura would have a safe place to go.
River Haven actually grew out of the concern of the city about the upcoming winter months and their belief that they really needed to have those individuals who were homeless living in the river bottom to move out. And they were willing to engage in a community process, and so they invited the community to come together to talk about how are we going to solve this problem. And to their surprise, a lot of the individuals, about 30 or more of them, who had been living in the river bottom showed up at these meetings. And they were actually not happy about the fact that they were going to be asked to leave, and so they were pretty intense about, this wasn't fair, and, how can you do this to us? We're not homeless, we're just houseless. This is our home. We've been living here, we have neighbors, we have a community here.
I didn't have a job. I was doing drugs, just running amok. And you get to a period in your life that you want to quit and you want to start your life over again, and that's what River Haven is all about.
The population that move into River Haven or that live at River Haven, the residents, aren't the chronic homeless. There are more people that are homeless, they're struggling with homelessness, but they've had some hard knocks in life and they've gotten kind of knocked down. Many of them have cars, cell phones, storage, different things, but they're homeless and they're really struggling. But they have a willingness to get back up on their feet and rebuild their life. Some of them have drug and alcohol issues because they self-medicate trying to cope in life, and then they might have some legal issues. They got in trouble along the way, or just really struggling. So we're able to. This is a real livable, an opportunity for them to rebuild their life and get some support. And as a case manager, that's what I do. I advocate for them. I try to hook them up with resources in the city of Ventura and the county. Whether I work with the public defender's office, community service to help them with their legal issues if they have fines, or help them to go to, if they have court dates or medical issues, help them to find insurance in order to get seen by doctors. If they have mental health or emotional issues, try to get them hooked up to behavioral health. Try to resource ways to help them. Churches help, different people can help with them maintaining their cars, their insurance, keep their cars legal, keep their cell phones going, help them look for employment. I work with a few different agencies trying to help people get on their feet and find employment.
No, I never believed or thought that I would be homeless, but because I never experienced any kind of homelessness. But I had went away, and when I came back, I had nowhere to go because something happened where my grandmother lost her house or whatever, and there was like no home for me to go to.
It's a place for people to get off the streets, whether they've been living in their cars or that they've been, living in the bushes, people who've really literally been homeless, to get a place where they can now stabilize their lives, live in a community where there is support, have support from staff who are there to help them. And what we ask of them is that they're willing to create an honest plan to end their homelessness. And we give them up to 2 years to do that. And we ask them to not only create the plan, but to demonstrate that they're working the plan. And so it really is a alternative transitional housing facility. And with that, individuals begin to figure out what they need to do to address whatever barriers in their lives have led to their homelessness. For some, that means getting mental health care. For some, it means drug and alcohol care. For some, it means working on some job skills. Some have physical problems that need to be addressed. You know, whatever it is, they've got this time and this place, you know, to work on those things with the support of others.
Myself, personally, I really do want something in life. That's why I moved to River Haven. And River Haven gave me an opportunity to feel like I was a human being again. Before I went to the river bottom, I was working at oil field and electric. I did a good job there for a while, but I was still troubled. I was still in the drug scene. Although I had a place to live, I lived at the wheel at the time. And I worked down in Ventura. I transported back and forth, but you know, everything I did was sort of illegal. You know, driving my truck without a license, that's illegal, you know. But I had to do what I had to do to get to work to make ends meet. And then the job, I got hurt there, and things didn't work out. And so
River Haven is really a place where people have an opportunity to get the stability that comes with having a roof over your head, and with the linkage to the various resources that are available in our community, which we provide through a case manager who works with the folks that live out here. And ultimately the goal, because it is transitional, ultimately the goal is for people to be able to transition back in to mainstream living, to employment, to getting the other services that they need.
I'm an artist, right? All I do is draw, and since I got a roof on my head, I've been really doing my artwork, because I'm very ill, you know, and I knew when I come home, my options were limited, right? And so it was like before I got put in here, I really didn't know what to do. I thought I was on the verge of a breakdown or something, because I take a lot of medication and it's expensive, and I have to eat, you know, when I take my medication. Sometimes I take my medication and I don't feel too good because I didn't eat. I don't have money to buy food, right? But since I've been here, I can draw, and I have time to get, I'm going to start my own little, try to start my own little business with my artwork, and hopefully, so far, everything looks pretty good, you know, and I feel better.
What do you said you're ill. What do you have?
Well, I have AIDS, and I had it since '94.
It's a 2-year transitional housing program, so we hope that within a couple of years they would be able to transition out of here into more permanent housing. And
River Haven gives you an opportunity to get your life put together. A lot of places, they want you to have an address to fill out an application to get a job. Places you can go get a shower, you know. You can't go to work looking like a bum. You can't be looking in dirty clothes. You got to, you know, with a job, you got to have a place that you can, you know, you can get your act together and be able to perform yourself in today's society.
Of the people that come to River Haven, about 2/3 of them, or 68%, are here for over 7 months or longer. So it's not transient. It's not people coming and going. Of the people that do leave River Haven, 57% end up in permanent housing. As far as income goes, people who come here without income, of those folks, when they leave, 80% of them have a stable income. So that's a big, we view that as a big achievement. Stability of income, of course, is a key to being able to transition back into mainstream living and you know, the mainstream employment and things like that.
The numbers of people that we know that are out there in the community living at or below the poverty line are certainly much greater than the kind of housing we have available for them. So there's a great gap.
And when you're down and out that way, a new change is better than the old change any day of the week. You have to give that chance, that new way to build, but you know, I stuck it out. I knew from the day one when I got to River Haven, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stick this out. I know something's going to happen, and it has happened.
It's much cheaper to put somebody in a house, provide them with a decent place to live, a roof over their head, and supportive services available to them, that they both get better and the cost to the community is much less. It's just one other alternative that we now have in our community for people that gives them a safe place to be, gives them that opportunity, if they so choose, to make major changes in their lives.
A lot of us are really only 1 or 2 steps removed from the circumstances that landed the people that live here out here. I think it's important to remember that.
I'm happy to say that I do not live here anymore, and I'm happy to say that I'm very happy living in Camarillo, and this place has done a lot for me.
I love living here at River Haven. I named my dog after River Haven. I got a puppy, it's right there. Her name's Haven.